So we're standing there with David, who's been with us for a couple of days, and he's done his presentation today about deep CCR diving. So David, what do you think about the project with Nordic Tech Week and the arrangements?
It's been a fantastic week actually. It's just a shame that I've only been here for 2 days. But I think when Shell came to me with the concept of what you guys were talking about and wanting to get something together in Europe, it's a fantastic idea, because I mean in the UK we've had Eurotech with a lot of big speakers, manufacturers, other things, but from what I've seen there's been very little going on in Denmark and Norway as such, or Scandinavia, and it's just nice to see a group of people together in the tech market putting something together to try and get a community around and focused on, and to just drum up some ideas and sharing experiences with everyone. I think it's a great idea for what's been going on. I think the first attempt at it and try has just gone off really well, and as I said, the 2 days I've had here have been fantastic. Just too short a time, unfortunately.
So you also did try dives on the JJCCR. What do you think, or what's your experience on the people who tried it?
Well, everyone that tried the units was, the unit was really happy with it. And it was so nice to get old CCR divers or people who've dived other units, seeing the benefits and what a fantastic unit it is, what positives it's got, how it differs from theirs. And it's also really nice to see open circuit guys choosing to move into the rebreather market and wanting to make that step, and having a variety of rebreathers. I mean, we've had the JJ here, you're diving in Megs, they've been exposed to it. You also had Hollis out, so they've had a real introduction to what CCRs, and you've got the Poseidon tomorrow, so
yeah,
you've got a real overview of what's going on. The guys that tried it were really happy with it, and especially the non-CCR divers, the ones that I focus on, to try and get people into the rebreather market and just share what I love about diving and teaching. And it's so nice to be able to get into an environment, a different environment to what I'm used to, and still see the same enthusiastic response from everyone. It's really rewarding and great fun.
Marvelous. I'm gonna try to use your extreme experience with rebreathers just to have some key points for people getting into rebreather diving. What should they be looking at? Let's not talk brands, but let's just talk basic function and functionality of rebreathers.
On the market today, rebreathers are very similar, and I'll probably get shot for saying that. They are very similar. I mean, the thing is, it's exactly the same as what I would say is choosing a car. You always have the discussion between Audi drivers, BMWs and Mercedes, that theirs is best, this is better. It's what feels right to you. And the thing is, you're never going to go out and buy a new top-of-the-range car without giving it a test drive. So talk to people, try and find stuff on the internet, try and find reviews, read about it. And the most important thing is try one and see what suits you, see what fits you, because at the end of the day it's a very personal opinion, how the unit is set up, how it feels. You know, one man's rubbish is another man's gold, so you need to find what you're looking for in a unit and what feels right for you, because it is an investment at the end of the day. It's quite a large investment that you're looking at putting in, and you need to make sure, you want to try your best to make sure that the first choice is the right choice. So get something that caters to the type of diving you're doing and feels correct and has got the positives, and you can look at servicing, how close it is, and take all of that into account and just try and form an opinion. But at the same time, ask other rebreather divers around you. You know, get as much experience as you can, looking, understanding. I think that's the most important thing, is just approaching it with a very clear, open mind of what will work for you, what you would like out of it, and how you want it to feel, and just take some experience and some time to get to know the units before deciding on one.
Over the world we are hearing very many similar arguments from rebreather instructor who has students in their area, that you want to get into this unit because there are other people diving it, so it will be more available. Would you say that's true or not true?
It does make things logistically easier, especially if you're looking at going on holiday or you're part of a dive group. If people have got the same unit and something goes wrong, you should all be carrying spare parts. So instead of having 3 rebreather divers with 3 different units trying to go for a dive somewhere, you need 3 toolboxes, 3 sets of O-rings, the cells could be different, the connectors, all these sorts of things. So yeah, getting into diving where other people have got the same units as you, they run the same in the water, you can really get a team mentality together. I think the biggest change in the diving industry these days is technical diving very much used to be a solo approach. Of you get in the water and, you know, a technical diver is a solo diver that can work as part of the team. I think a great change now with the philosophy is you've got a team diver that can operate solo. So of course, taking into consideration what other people have got and what's around, then that is sometimes decided as a sensible argument. But as I was saying, the units are very similar. A lot of them are running with sheer water electronics, be it a Prism 2, be it a Revo, you can have the upgrade, a Meg you could have a standalone on it, or a JJ you've got a sheer water controller. So they will be running very similar in the water, so you can take into consideration what other people are diving, what your group's diving. Of course it's going to be easier to swap stories, get spare parts, but again, choose something that works for you, because it is, you're the one diving, you can always change plans, fit plans to make everyone else, but if you don't go on with something that you purchased, that's not really going to change.
True that. During your talk, we saw that the audience was very enthusiastic about the things you were bringing up, and various people were saying, wow, that's really deep. But how did you start going to the deeper end of your dives?
I've been very lucky with my time in the diving community, that I've been around highly experienced technical divers that, especially when I was starting, probably forgotten more about tech diving than I knew at that point. And I've been, as I said, extremely lucky to be with these people and to work with them, having been based in the Red Sea for 8 years. I've had depth and everything on my doorstep, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and with the right people around, just being able to absorb myself into the community, take experience from them, and having the availability and the resources to try and test and see what works. And it was a slow progression from that point onwards, and again with the support of everyone around, most notably the people that I've been working with recently. At the end, Erin Bruce, my old business partner, getting me into the CCRs, Lee Cunningham with his original training of me, and the guys I worked so closely with, like Jim Dowling and Alan Ardelin and Antonio, they all brought their own thing to it, and they all brought their own aspects that I could learn off and that I could then use to develop for deeper stuff. So that's sort of how I progressed into it. It's been a slow progress, but one that I've really taken the opportunity of everyone, and there's so many more people that I haven't mentioned that have had an impact on everything. It's just nice to be able to do something, put it all together and see how much help you've had, and just have the time is the biggest thing. Because there's so many experienced divers around Scandinavia and things, but for you guys trying to get time all year, it's much harder, whereas for us, we could do it every day.
True that. For those who were so unfortunate to not be here tonight during your talk, would you just summarize it real quick for them?
Basically what the talk was tonight was about deep CCR diving, sort of the logistical encounters that I've had for trying to plan a sub 100 metre dive, and to more extreme depths up to the 200 metre range and beyond, and just really what was taken into consideration and the different aspects that I've gone through, learning curves with playing with units, understanding how it works, changing configurations, looking at new configurations, aspects of getting everyone together, sort of things. It was just an overview of sort of a how to and a how not to from what I've learned through mistakes as well, which is really the only and the best way you learn. But luckily we've had so many good people around that the mistakes were minimal, and we all learned from it, had a laugh and continued, and were able to do some fantastic exploration and dives that not so many people can say that they have been lucky enough to do.
Well, I'm just going to say thanks again for taking your time to attending Nordic Tech Week here in Bergen, and rumour has it you will be lecturing in Helsingør in September, won't you?
I will be, yes, having moved to Denmark now, and very happy living there, so and working very closely with Shell, who when I moved from Egypt gave me the opportunity to bring CCRs to Denmark. and for you guys allowing me to come out and show some different units and share some experience. It will be a real pleasure to be able to give another lecture back where I now class as home. So it'd be great to see anyone that can make it, and all similar faces again.
We're all looking forward to it, so thanks again, David.
Perfect, thank you.